Linda Thompson, and welcome to the Author Show. Boy, are we going to have fun today. Oh, baby, compound me. A satirical comparison of credit card companies and fraternal hazing. Let's party. This lady's got a whale of a sense of humor, and Jennifer Ott is our author today. Welcome to the show, Jennifer.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Okay, tell me about this, because I died laughing when I read it.
Basically it started out as me just getting frustrated with credit card companies and, being compounded with interest rates and fees. And at one point I just thought, this reminds me a lot of fraternity hazing. It's like these interests and fees are kind of like being spanked by the credit card companies. And I just started writing it as a book, and I kept writing and more just came out. I couldn't believe how much was inside of me.
So what's your message of the book? Is it don't get involved? Is it, okay, let's look at this humorously instead of wanting to blow our brains out at the $7,000 interest?
I think that's pretty much
okay.
it. I think probably the biggest thing is for people to really understand that credit card companies aren't your friend. And between all the priceless opportunities and living richly, they really want us to do that, because if we do, we will forever be in their debt, and we will be constantly paying interest rates, and we will never be able to pay off our debt. So what I'm trying to get through to the consumers is pay your credit card, the balances off, pay them on time, and don't overspend, and realize that the credit card companies want you in debt, and to just modify your spending. And I tried to put it in a humorous way.
Okay, is this from just hard, practical, personal experience? Are you a financial planner? Do you have an accounting background?
I'm a consumer, an outraged consumer. And I basically think more consumers should write books about credit card companies, because the people who are experts, I don't want to say they work for the credit card companies, but they know how to do it, and we don't really hear from the consumer side of it. And the consumer side, I think, is important because it will let you know how credit card companies are, in a sense, exploiting, and it might encourage people to maybe get more legislation to maybe stop credit card companies from charging you double, high interest rates, high default rates, canceling accounts. I think consumers need to be a lot more concerned about credit card companies and their credit, instead of just letting the credit card companies rule them.
Well, this is a subject that they take on the scarlet attitude of, I'll think about it tomorrow.
Exactly.
So I'm under the impression, just by talking to you and looking at the book cover, that you're doing this with a great deal of humor, so that gets their interest.
I think that's the one thing. I think a lot of credit card companies, credit card books are very dry and really hard to get through, and they're like this thick. Mm-hmm. If you can read something that's less than 100 pages that kind of brings the point home really quickly, really kind of bluntly, and with humor, I think it might be more easy to read and to understand and to grasp onto.
Well, you've got to impact them some way, because particularly in the times that we're going through now, credit card problems are a major part of it. Mm-hmm. What's the main point you want people to get from this? What is your lesson?
A couple things. Spend within your means. I think I go into a part of the book where it's consumers get into this habits of maybe overspending, spending beyond their means. My biggest problem is I'm a daydreamer. I'll miss a bill and be like, it's $29.95. And not think too much of it. I think the important thing is to realize for consumers is to really modify your credit behavior, to really watch your spending, to really be diligent with your bills, because the credit card companies, they want you to fail, pretty much, and that's how they make their money. So, and they're not going to help you once you get in debt. They're going to say, oh, sorry, you're in debt, you owe us all this money, it's going to take you 80 years to pay back. So I think I just want people to realize that it's easy to get in debt, harder to get out of it. And to understand that credit card companies are not there to help you. They're there to make money off of you.
So you're not anti-credit card using, you are just responsibly using.
I'm responsibly using, and responsible, it goes both ways. It needs to be responsible on the consumer part, and I think the consumers need to make sure that the credit card companies are responsible, instead of them just doing whatever they want willy-nilly with their, canceling accounts or raising interest rates. We need to, as consumers, make sure that they're following certain regulations and they're honoring the consumer and not just honoring themselves and making money off of us.
How do you think a creditor would react to reading this book?
Probably not too positively, honestly. I think on the surface, I think they would respond well, because I am making a point that consumers do need to be responsible, and that's the positive message that we all want to send. But I do go into a part of the book that basically mentions a lot of some of the things that the credit card companies are doing to consumers, like the high interest rates, the fees, there's fees for canceling accounts, there's fees for calling in and paying your bill on the phone. There's, the fees and then interest rates on top of fees. And so they really make it difficult for us to get on top.
How did you come up with the title?
It was originally called "Thank You, Sir, May Have Another," which was a line in the movie Animal House, which kind of was mine. It's almost like consumers bending over, "Thank you, sir, may have another," to the credit card companies. But this is a line in the book, and it was talking about compound interest rates. And a friend of mine read the book a while back, and all she did was send me an email and said, "Ooh, baby, compound me, LOL." And when I started thinking about publishing a book and putting the book together, and they always say, get a title that's going to stand out.
Boy, you did it.
And I thought, okay, that title will stand out. That will get attention. So,
where can we find it?
Amazon.com.
Okay.
And yeah, Amazon.com.
Okay. And do you go out and give talks about this?
I'm beginning to. It's really new out there. It's really fresh on the scene. So I'm hoping to get out and talk to people about credit card use and consumers and, fraternities, I guess, credit card companies.
Well, when I hear of a talk that you're doing, I'm going to come, because I'm sure it's going to be a real riot. Jennifer, it's been a pleasure having you on today.
Thank you so much for having me.
A whole different look at this. It's not humdrum, serious stuff that most people won't take to heart. So, folks, if you can learn how to manage credit card debt, how to use credit cards responsibly, ooh, baby, compound me may be the way to do it. I particularly like her ending on the cover that says, "Let's party," because it can't be that bad. So, I'm Linda Thompson, and I hope to see you next time. But remember, a book can change a life, one word at a time.